Hey everybody, That Guy Joe here. I've picked up a Homak Tool Organizer. It's meant to attach to their 27-inch tool cabinet. I'm putting it on my US General 44-inch toolbox. So let's open it up here and see what we got. Alright, so it's got an assortment of holes for holding screwdrivers, pry bars, and things of that nature. Get them up out of my drawers and make a little more space. There is a lip, just kind of a 90-degree edge here, and a couple of pre-drilled holes. I'm sure those won't line up with the US General cabinet, but a little bit of time with the drill and I'm sure we'll be able to mount this up just fine. It's 18 inches wide, I believe, which is, yep, should be right about the same as what the US General is. So let's get started on trying to get this thing mounted. Alright, so I took the top drawer out of the US General box and clamped on the Homak Organizer. You can see the top is pushed out a little bit where there's a bit of a rolled edge from the inner layer on the tool cabinet. It's pushing the organizer out a little bit, and where it's just a single layer, it just tapers back in where there's nothing pushing it out at the bottom. Not a big deal for me, but something to be aware of if you try and do this yourself. And both of these are right at 18 inches. I've got it lined up fairly well on both ends. I think this is going to work out all right. Alright, so on the inside of the cabinet here, you can see the threaded hole. I'm just going to take a punch, slide that through there, and make some markings on where to drill out the mounting point. Alright, I marked my holes with the punch and double checked the measurements with the tape measure. I'm 5.5 millimeters off of the top and 31 millimeters apart. I believe it was 7.5 millimeters in from the outside edge on the US General box. I didn't actually measure it on this. Right about 7.2 millimeters in. Yep, 7.2. I'm measuring on the actual face and not where you've got a little bit of flex here on the door. I'm going to drill this out. A 1/4-inch bit would probably do it, but you can tell with the hardware that came with the Homak box, there's a lot of slop there. All the weight's being held by the lip. So I'll probably use a little bit bigger bit just to give me a little bit of play and wiggle room in case my measurements are slightly off. Alright, I've ended up using a 9/32 bit. Already got one hole drilled. Let's do the other side.
see how it fits.
All right, got that mounted up. I probably could have got the holes a little closer together. They were right at the inner edge where the bolts went through. Got this loaded up with some tools. The spacing on this thing, it works out great for these resin-handled Craftsman screwdrivers, but for my fatter drivers, like my Vessels and the Weiras, if you got them right up next to each other, they kind of bunch together, and I'm sure I could squeeze them all in like that, but I don't have that many tools to put in here right now, so I've just got my fat handles gapped a hole in between each for spacing, and I've got my pry bars in here and my 1/2-inch breaker and ratchets, along with a door panel tool. So there you go. It mounted up nicely. It just took drilling a couple holes, and if you're okay with a little bit of coloration difference, it's pretty straightforward. I may try to coerce this lip around with a hammer, but we'll see how much that edge bothers me. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.